Good afternoon, Gman Division 4C. It's Season 11, and this is your Week 6 recap. And as always, I've got the Rat King himself, Crystal Hunter. Now then, buddy, how you been?
Hello, Bernie. I'm pretty good, mate. I'm just chilling over here. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm getting there. I'm glad we can get this sorted now. I was a bit stressed trying to get this one done due to real life issues, but hopefully what we'll put on today will be good enough for Division 4C. So a lot to talk about. So I guess we might as well get cracking and let's see who won and who didn't in Week 6. And Marginal Annoyances got themselves a good win over Every Game I'm Nuffling 3-1. So good to see them back in the winners' enclosure. And 2 deaths. They lost 2 people though, so that was a bit of. But Wasp was still getting it done. It was a good win, 3-1.
Yeah.
Don't really know what to say much about it. Obviously, Marginal Annoyances got the lion's share of the possession. They got 50%.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to say about it actually. Like if you look at their numbers, you see that the Every Game I'm Nuffling guys just pretty much outbest the Marginal Annoyances on the spot. So like you've got 2 Skaven teams here fighting each other. Like one is bashing through the other, and unlike having a Bessie matchup, if you're Skaven and you're outbashing other Skaven, you're in a huge position because like you can also follow up on the Gottas and stop them off and be defensive against them. So like Marginal Annoyances winning this game 3-1 is actually a huge feature, you know.
It is 3 KOs, 7 injuries, 2 kills. I mean, crikey, if you do that sort of damage, and you're at as well, you really should be winning the game.
Yeah.
Ironically, you'll be glad to hear that his kicker was one of them what got killed. So Marginal Annoyances kicker's dead.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Marginal Annoyances. Sorry.
So maybe he needs 3 kickers. But he did lose a few things, as we'll have a look at in the team. So he did get the win, but it came at quite a big cost. But when I look at the stats, the first thing I always look for is ball possessions. Obviously, Annoyances controlled the possession a lot better than Every Game I'm Nuffling. But like you said, crikey, Every Game I'm Nuffling, 3 kills, 7 injuries, 2 kills. And if that's me, and I'm the coach of Every Game I'm Nuffling, I'm scratching my head saying, how the hell did I not win this game? How the hell? And it wasn't just beat; it was hammered 3-1. Maybe game I might have to go and have a look at later when I got a bit of time to see what actually happened. But
there were some things that I did take a little bit of a gander at the game, and there were some things like Distorter losing the ball while he was deep in his own health when he was trying to dodge out, and the gutter was isolated. He was on his own and he was trying to dodge out instead of removing the guy that was on him. So like he could have moved a lineman or a store firman back to blitz the guy that was on him.
Right.
But instead he just dodged out and tried for that, and that led to a really easy score for the Marginal Annoyances. Right. So like there are some things there that were highly questionable during the match, but that's what you need to have, because else you can't win a game 3-1 while getting heavily outbashed. So it kind of makes sense that kind of thing happened.
Yeah, so very impressive, Marginal Annoyances with really big win. I mean, to have all that carnage and still win 3-1 is pretty good. But as we know, obviously if the ball's loose, Grats are great at just picking the ball up and scoring. So it wasn't the biggest shock this game, but obviously after looking at all the injuries and that, I'm thinking, crikey, the Annoyances have done really well to win this game.
This is why I tipped off Annoyances last week, because I know like if they get hammered by anything, they still get through, and I haven't seen that kind of thing from Distorter yet. So that's the thing that made the difference for me, and that's why I tipped them off as the winner, and rightfully so, I believe. So
yeah, and that's a fair point. He's proven he can do it like this, and he was impressive. I was impressed the way he performed, and it's a good win for him. Hopefully he'll get some more before the end of the season, because he's a very, very good coach. So all good there. Sci-Fi Sorai, oh dear, are the wheels falling off? He lost 2-1 to the Tabartellas, and JP Casey, that momentum keeps rolling. He's getting better and better. And this wasn't too much a surprise, I wouldn't have thought.
No.
He's been in good form, hasn't he?
We know that Tabateles gets stronger later in the season and as the season progresses. So like, this wasn't a surprise for me at all. Like, I know they could win a game like this. Bit harsh for the Cypher because they were actually well on the way to getting into the higher positions. But they're mid-carding now because of this loss, basically.
Yeah.
So that's going to be rough for them.
But again, look at the ball possession. 12% for Sci-Fi, 68% for the Dark Elves. And I know I say this every week, but again, when you look at positive results, the team who does well usually control the clock. And 68%, you know.
It kind of depends on what races you're playing, of course. Like if you're playing a mashup between Edgy and Bash, you usually see that the best team holds the ball the most of the time, and the Edgy team looks for a moment where they can quickly steal the ball and pass the ball and score. You know, so they don't get a lot of possession.
But they can on their own drive is hold it for like 8 turns if they really want to.
Also depends. Like if they're already 1-0 in front on their own drive, they're gonna aim to score quickly.
Of course, But what I'm saying is, like I say, the way I look at it is, if I'm Dark Elves, I'm not going to be scoring on turn 2 or turn 3 unless I'm against a really powerful team. I'm going to chill out until about turn 7, turn 8 and score. So if you're scoring, say 10, 7, turn 8, and you've had the hold of the ball, that is going to give you a good possession at the end of it. But I like I said, that's just the way I would do it. I appreciate a lot of agility teams or coaches like to go bang bang and try and score, then turn them over again and get the game done. But I always think, and the years I've done this, whether it's been Sea Ladder playoffs or whatever, one thing always seems to be right the majority of the times, and it's usually the guy who has if you've got a guy with 68%, 70% ball possession compared to 12 of the other one, the 70% ball possession team more than likely, more times than not, will win the game.
Well, I'm just talking about the whole situation, like when the Bessie team receives in the first half and they get turned over and they get scored against.
No, I know.
And then in the second half, that's the situation I'm more referring to. Like mostly, I agree with your assessment on scoring late. This is just the whole exception of the situation. Like if you have the situation where you're already 1-0 in front, you're gonna score as quickly as possible. There's no question about that.
I would quite happily agree with that. But it's like in proper American football: control the clock. You're more than likely going to win the game. And that's the thing. What I saw straight away there, I was like, wow, 68% ball possession. Blocks wise, 42-37, not too bad. Ironically, the Tabartellas were the ones who were bringing the pain, with 2 injuries and a kill there. Obviously, Sci-Fi got 5 knockouts. But Tabartellas are doing really well. Sci-Fi saw 8 points to 1100, and these only got the points. Tabartellas, they got 15 points. And we saw it last season, and it looks like Tabartellas again are gathering momentum, and they're gathering a bit earlier than last season. So you never know; they might be at top before long. But I was really impressed the way he's been playing, and good for him. Now then, Bad Dwarfs Reddit versus Conker's Revenge. So the Dwarfs get one over the Dwarfs, 2-1. And 56% ball possession for the Dwarfs, only 25 for Dwarfs. Block-wise, pretty similar, 52-50. And again, the Bad Dwarfs already got the more injuries. 4 injuries, 1 kill, 2 KOs, to Conker's 4 KOs and 1 injury. So there's another team that got the injuries, or won the injury war, but they lost the possession war and they lost the game. I think
this is.
I think most people will say Dwarfs are usually, if they got claw, are usually advantageous in this matchup. But as we will find out when we look at the teams, this came at a huge cost to the Conqueror's Revenge, or could derail their season. What did they lose? Well, we'll tell you shortly. But Conqueror's Revenge doing well, getting it done, did it tough, got it done. And Preacher of David, I like this Choff. He seems to get it done more than not. The claw killer. So yeah, 13
Them,
points for the Conqueror's Revenge.
gotta say, them getting MVP on their 4th strength Chaos Dwarf blocker
Always
is
nice.
kind of a gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's giving a lot back, even if they lost a lot this game. I don't know what they lost, but like
Oh, they lost something big, but I will tell you, it's something huge. 16 XP for the Bad Dwarfs Reddit. So if you are on about progression, you know what? It's one of those games where I would rather be the dwarf team, even though they lost, because they got a lot of XP and nothing bad happened. Where Conqueror's Revenge won the game, but they'll probably feel like they've lost. You know,
well, yeah.
as someone once said to me, players can be replaced, wins cannot, and that's
But
the only thing I can say.
when you think about it, like Conqueror's Revenge hasn't lost many games this season. Like they've only lost one so far, so they're actually still
Oh yeah,
in the battle
absolutely.
for the top spot. So they need to win these kind of games. So like it's
Yeah.
I don't know if they wanted to be the dwarfs in this situation. Like if they lost this game, they would have probably been out of the
Yeah, but you must have had games before where you've won, but your team's been shredded, and you feel like you've lost even though you've won. You get that
I
feeling that you've lost.
I play Skaven. Does that
Exactly.
answer your
Exactly,
question?
and that's what I'm trying to. It's saying. I tell you what, though, one game I did see was Quigarnus versus Iron Madden, and OMG. Iron Madden's dice were horrific, and Quiggers were just on fire. If it had put a lottery ticket on, it probably would be a millionaire bar now. They were some crazy dice. Every hit was just like a removal. Only did 16 blocks, right? Did Quiggy? 16 blocks in the full game and managed 17 armor breaks. I presume fouling would obviously go in there.
It was just ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It was always ridiculous. 10 KOs, 4 injuries, 1 kill. It was that bad that the Iron Madden coach was going to be on our show, but decided he was so salty with what had happened that he couldn't bring himself to be on the show. It was that bad.
And we can kind of understand it. Only like,
oh yes.
Like, if he would have come on the show, we would have shown our sympathy as well.
Oh, absolutely! It's one of those games where you just had to take it, and there's nothing you could do. Grats to Quiggy, he did what he had to do. I mean, he still had to put it away, and he got three TDs, and the Quig machine is going brilliantly. But I gotta admit, I mean, it's one of those things where nobody will feel sympathy for Iron Madden. Let's be honest, it's a kill team. It's built to destroy other teams. So other teams are going to be like going, yay, or ha ha ha, because hey, your kill team got killed. So you're not going to get any sympathy, I suppose.
I think they also lost one of their top killing players. So like, oh man,
and I think he tried to Apo that, and the Apo failed as well. So that just shows just basically what had gone on. I mean, I feel sympathy for him, but obviously if this was my division and I was in this, I'd be saying, "Oh, Quiggy, mate, I owe you a pound," because the more chaos kill things you can kill, the better it is for the rest of us.
The only one that really helped Quiggy with this match is Quiggy himself, because like, when you win this huge versus the team you fear the most in the division, because like that's generally the whole thing. Like with all the claw, they could have injured a lot of Sauruses and Graxicor. Like what's gonna stop Quiggy now? Like what's gonna be there to prevent him from getting towards the top spot for the playoffs? That's gonna be a really tough question. He's moving in the direction just to head to playoffs.
I mean, let's be honest. This sort of game, he didn't have to do much. I think my 9-year-old would have won this game. No disrespect, because the dice were just so one-sided. And my 9-year-old is a pretty good Blood Bowl player, to be fair to him. But do you know what I mean? The problem. I mean, there's a few things I'll look at this. The really good positive is we had Quiggy on the show, and he's quite new to the game, and he's been learning, and all of a sudden now all his hard work is paying off in this season. It's great. I love it. It's great, and I hope it keeps on and on and on. The problem is, as we've seen with other teams, when they've lost a game or something goes wrong, a lot of teams have lost momentum. There's a few teams from the other division recap were started up well, they lost one or something went wrong, and they've gone downwards, and they haven't been able to gather, regain that momentum. And the interesting thing, what I'm saying now is, what if Quiggy lost the game, or he lost 2 on a trot? Has he got the temperament? Has he got the calm to say, all right, we can't win them all, and go again and get that momentum back? And that's what I want to see, because it's all right when everything's going your way. What is going to be happening when it ain't going your way? And
there's still 6 more match days to go, so like we might be able to find out, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm really happy for the 2 Lizard teams. The records coming to this weren't great, but the both have done really, really well. As we've found, Sci-Fi Story just a bit sticky at the moment, and it's been to see how he recovers from that. But like he said, he was just trying to get a couple of wins this season, try and progress, and he's done that already. So it's already a success for him. So I'm really happy for Cthulhu.
And by the way, just in general, I just wanted to point out, guys, if you have a bad game like this and you feel like, well, I'm on the show or I'm scheduled for the show, we can always talk about a different game or something like that. We can always work in a different.
Yeah, we always offer your game, don't we? But if not, we'll go to another game. If
so if this happens, it's still fine to come on the show, and if you still want to, of course. So like it's. That's something I just generally want to point out, regardless of how this game went.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how Gengar is gonna bounce back from all this, and maybe
it did say to me, he's gonna miss 2 games, I think, due to holidays. I'm not gonna say he did tell me which 2 teams, but I think it's unfair for me to say that. He can obviously say that to the teams if he needs to. So he's already decided this season's a write-off. It's a bit down after that game, and understandably, as you would. But I think it makes him more dangerous now, because he's just going to go out there and try and kill stuff if he wasn't already.
If I can help a little bit with advice on his side, like I'm a Skaven coach, so for me, like, players dying, it happens on a constant basis, and I get upset about it on a constant basis. But the real fight in Blood Bowl is not getting, like you said, like getting the easy 3-0 and getting a lot of injuries and getting through it. But the real fight is getting biting through the whole thing when it's hard on you and progressing there. That's what separates the big boys from the small ones in general.
A bit like what Nigel Loynes did. He had all that go against him, and he still won the game. So
but also even if you lose a game, if you can reset your mindset, turn it around, and play the next game well, it's all good on you. You gotta take a look game by game, and at the end of the season, you can always decide, like, okay, I'm gonna hang this team, or I'm gonna continue playing this team. That's the decision you can make at the end of the season. But make sure you make the most out of your season, so you get into the best position possible after the season, so you can make that decision.
It happens to us all.
I mean?
It happens to us all. We all have these games. Obviously, we hope to have very few. I might get it this week. I'm dreading I'm against the Chaos Kill team this week. And it could happen to me, and it's just the way it is. You just try and do your best, but some days, like this is just an absolute dicing. Obviously, Quiggy.
I've had the most horrible attrition games against Wood Elves. Like with Skaven, my top 2 players, or my best 2 players, 3 players, died against Wood Elves or something like that, like stupid shit like that. So even if you're not facing an attrition-based team,
it can happen.
Can happen.
Like I say, I lost 3 players in my first game this season to Dark Elves, and it was one of my free agent signing, dead first game, and also Dark Elves. I've gone against Chorfs, no problem. Nagel, kill team, 2,100 to 2,200 kill team with Nagel. I ended up killing his stuff, he didn't touch man. So it's funny how it goes like that. So the thing what put me on my back foot was the Dark Elf team. And this is it. This is what happens. It's a dice game, and all it takes is someone to roll hot dice, and it could be carnage. But like I say, it is what it is. Well done to Quiggy. Plenty of XP. I can't wait to see what he gave Thanos. I could have sworn either him or Cthulhu rolled a double, and I said, get diving tackle. So they probably haven't, but that's what I said. But he got, a lot. God, his XP 10, 12, 16, 22 XP. 22 XP. I might only got the 5, so he didn't even get anything. Bless him.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, well done, Quiggy, and Gengar. I hope you'll pick it up, and
I'm sure it will. He just needs a bit of
get the next game.
He will. And as we've seen in both the recaps we've done before, especially in the other division, is people lose heavily and then bounce back and get a big win the week after. It's been crazy. Anyway, Knuffles Yellowhorns, another Chaos team versus Bonefighter Boo. The Ogres are still fighting strongly. And this was a scary matchup indeed. And ball possession was very similar. So, hey, we got a draw. 27 blocks to 18 blocks, so not many blocks was thrown. But again, the Yellowhorns dominated on the injuries. 7 KOs, 7 injuries. I do believe, unless someone's correct me, the Ogres had a few Ogres out in this game.
I gotta say something about this game as well a little bit, because I also checked this game a little bit, and I kind of felt like the Novi Yellowhorns team forgot about the existence of Tichy. Like,
Ooh.
the way the Noppler screened off, there were some 3+ dodge-ins and into a 2-die on the ball carrier, or
so
sometimes
you're thinking basically he thought there's a -1 per tackle zone. Obviously, Tichy doesn't give you that. So if you're dodging from 1 tackle zone and you agility 3 into an ogre cage, and you've got nobbles all around you, it's 3+, isn't it? It's a 3+ dodge.
And that's one of the reasons that this game ended up in a draw, because he wasn't pushing to get the ball off, and instead he was just blitzing the sides that were protecting the ball. The screens.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting pickup. I wonder if he knew that. So yeah, basically Tichy, it's great. So pardon me, it gives you +1 for dodging. So basically, the dodging all of the plus on 2+. But the bad thing is if you've got an ogre and he's got 4 nobblers around in a normal standard cage, what you would be, you're looking at -3. You would only get the -1 for the ogre. The other 2 wouldn't count. So if you're agility 4, you caged out on a 3+, and agility 3, you caged out on a 4+. Happy days.
If it's only Noppler screening off, then you get normal dodges, so to speak, and that's what happened in this situation. So I was like, why aren't you jumping in on this? So that was my big question.
Well, hopefully, maybe you can message us and see if that was the reason. But and if that was the case, and he was like, oh damn, I didn't know that, then again, you've learned something from it. Next time you won't make that same mistake. What will give you a better chance of getting a better result? But saying all that, hey, look at all this XP you got. Wow. 23 XP. So yeah, it's a draw, but 23 XP is very good. The good thing for Bonefighters Boo is Blanca and Hugo both got XP this week, what got them a level up. So they got 12 XP, but 2 of the ogres leveled up, so that was good for them. And it was another good result. I tried to get Thank You Parents a win. I backed them, and they let me down. They lost 2-0 to totally Original Elves. Original Elves back on the win streak, and I just like the Pro Elves. He plays them really, really well. 2-0 win, solid win. 50% ball position compared to 31. Both teams farming some passes, what's good to see. And like I say, 2 KOs, 2 injuries for the Elves compared to Thank You Parents, who did 5 KOs, 3 injuries, but they still couldn't get the job done. So again, the Original Elves, and as we know, well, I probably shouldn't say this, they've already played this week and they got a big win. So they are definitely on a roll again. I think the only team must beat them is Quigger's team, the Quigganas. So
yeah, sorry, I just got triggered a little bit by the other matchup for a second, because I was checking the Bonefighter Boo are based on Street Fighter characters. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's one guy that's called Gammy on his team, and
All
that should actually be Cammy. So he should actually fire that player and rename it to Gammy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking that kind of thing up. I was like, Gammy. That doesn't make sense. It has to be Cammy. So like Bonefighter, you gotta fire that guy. Like I'm sorry, but it has to be done. Anyway, back to our own game.
Yeah.
Sorry about that whole thing.
I mean, the thing as well, both these teams got a lot of XP again. So 18 is that? Let's have a look. 4, 9, 12. Yeah, 18 points to the Pro Elves, or the Elven Union, if you want to call them that, and 13 points for Thank You Parents. I don't know where Thank You Parents are going to get this win. They also suggested just keep trying. Like I say, we had one in the other division, High Elf team, what hadn't got a win, but eventually got a win, so all good there. So you just got to keep trying. At least you're still getting the XP. But the Original Elves are coming through fast now.
that 4-strength catcher is also getting stronger and stronger, and it's already a menace on the field. I can't. It's gonna be really hard to stop him when he gets something like what can you really get on him? But like it's already really hard to stop him in general. Like if you put tackle zones on him, it doesn't really matter for him to catch the ball, and he can already leap over it. If he gets an edgy up, it's gonna be like a disaster for the other team to stop it.
It's gonna be beautiful if he gets an edgy up.
So
beautiful.
Like, yeah, it's something that I can expect with this kind of team. Like you pick up the ball, you score really quickly with pro elves, and just put pressure on, and that's what this team can do so well. It's like if you have a 4-strength catcher like this, also like it's amazing.
It is amazing. And my banker of the week, the Moist Owlets, they run up a score against the Sneaky Blinders 3-0. They got the job done. Very impressive. 14 arm breaks each. So, the Sneaky Blinders at least did some damage. 2 KOs, 2 injuries in only 24 blocks. But 48 blocks for the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves actually knocked them from pillar to post. Only 3 KOs, 2 injuries, but, double the amount of blocks. Wood Elves getting double the amount of blocks compared to the Underworld.
That kind of thing messes me up a little bit, because like if you're playing Underworld and you're playing against against Wood Elves, you're expecting the most blocks being made by the Underworld here.
But they didn't. Yeah, should be, but they didn't. But again, the Moist Owlets they're just really, really good. Control the possession. Probably, I was confident in winning the game. And again, 21 XP compared to the 9 XP is Sneaky Blinders. The thing I've noticed about Sneaky Blinders is a lot of these games we're seeing, they're not getting the XP. So they're losing games, but they're not actually gaining any XP. So it's a slow process. And that's the main problem for the Blinders at the moment. It'd be interesting to see what division they're in next season, because I think personally, are they allowed to drop into Division 5, or is Division 4 like the lowest they can go into?
I have no idea.
This season, that the Division 5s are all new teams, so they will probably stick in this division. What's probably right from at the moment. But yeah, Yeah, I'm just got a problem with my just bear with me.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, and if you look at the leaderboard, we can see that Moist Outlets is still strongly in the lead with 5-1-1.
Yeah.
We see the Lizardmans following up closely. And at third place, we see the Conquest Revenge moving up to 4-1-1, even despite they lost some really important player that you told me about.
Yeah.
They are moving up positionally, and they have to keep winning to get into that position. Of course, the Wood Elves have played one more game compared to the others. So they have some chance to catch up, and maybe Quiggy will be at the top of the division after next week.
I mean, we won't talk much about the 2 games that's gone on, but Magic Alliance has got another big win against Sneaky Blinders in a great game, 3-2. And then obviously the Total Original Elves beat the Moist Owlets 3-2. That is huge result. But obviously we'll talk about that next week. But obviously the Owlets are still top. But like you said, Quiggy's got a chance to get himself up there now. He's on 14 points. The Wood Elves on 16 points. So if he wins this week, he will go top, and that would be humongously good for the Lizards. And obviously, Conqueror's Revenge is right behind there as well. They're on 13 points, so technically they could even go top, depending on results. So it's really
gonna be an exciting match week. Definitely.
Absolutely. Right, so let's have a look at the teams then. Every game I'm nuffling. Let's have a look. They got 2 level ups this week. One of them was on the Rat Ogre and Krakut, and he's gone for breaking tackle. So that's not a bad call, I guess. And decent one, isn't it?
Like what you decide to do with the Red Ogre, you either give it this route, like with break tackle.
Yeah.
And you're gonna move him around and blitz around while being marked and that kind of thing, being a threat in general. Or you give him a Juggernaut and make sure he's more consistent with his blitzes. So it's either that choice, and break tackle is one of the choices, which is fine. I normally take Juggernaut myself, but it's a choice you can do. It's fine.
Yeah. And then he got another level up on, I can't pronounce it. It's the movement. It's number 6, Wooey or whatever, and he gave him 2 heads. That's a good choice for movement 10. So basically makes him agility 5 for dodging. So yeah, I like that. I think that's probably the right call. Getting the one built up, and that makes him, well, almost as good as the other one.
Yeah, it's gonna make him a solid secondary one-turner, so to speak.
The problem is though, when you putting a lot of your eggs in one basket sort of thing with this one turn malarkey, you seem to rely on it a lot more than you should.
Well, like I say this with the whole one-turner thing, but like you got to think about these 2 players, like having 2 heads and the other breaking away with sprint. Like generally, if you put them on the field during defense or during offense as well, they can give a lot of value even if you're not one-turning, because like they can just get away from the opponent at any time with the ball. You know, like it's that situation. So I wouldn't say like it's putting everything on every egg in one basket, so to speak, because like they already give the added value. I just love movement on these kind of guys, you know, like it's really, really good.
Yeah, but like I said, some decent players on this team, and he's good enough in the tank, but again, they just need to, I don't know, up the game a bit, don't they? Or get some good fortune, whatever's been happening. But he's got a good base to go from, and them 2 movement 10s will always keep.
I would like to see some strip ball on the team. Like a good stripper would be nice for him.
A good stripper? Come on, mate, that's disgraceful. Anyway, after that, you know, horrid.
That's the most made joke on Twitch streams as well. You know, when you talk about strippers, they go this way.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to say, mate. Anyway, good luck to him anyway. Sci-Fi's alright then. Right, number 6 died. He was called 1101. He had no skill, so who cares? And he had a level up, number 5, or it was number 5, 1100, and he gave him sidestep, so not bad for a first skill, I guess. You know?
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Could either go to like sidestep or diving tackle to balance things out.
Yeah,
like
a lot.
Even
I see a lot of
sidestep. Yeah,
it's
like,
a good call.
It's either way it's fine. Like he doesn't have that many skins leveled up yet, so I can see him going this way as well. And the rest is still looking pretty good, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like we said though, he lost 3-2 to the Owlets. He drew with the Ogres. He got beat by the Tellers. So last 3 games he hasn't got a win. So he's needs to get back on the horse, so to speak.
Yeah, that's the big question. The big question now is, will he try to rebound and get back into the top positions and try to get into the playoffs, or will he play for the SPP game the rest of the season? That's the big question he has to ask himself. Because like he's in a position where it's both possible kind of to do it. Like I can understand it from both situations. So it's going to be a tough call on him generally.
Yeah, I just think he missed a trick on number 15 giving Juggernaut. I think if he'd have gone frenzy, that'd have been a lot better.
He did message you about that a few times, didn't he? Or what?
Yeah, I don't usually get thinged, and I won't go too far on it. But I'm just thinking he's oh god, that would have been. He'd have had so much better stuff he could have done if that was frenzy. That's all I'm going to say on that. Juggernaut, I just don't like it. Anyway, good luck to Sci-Fi. Let's hope they can bounce back this week. Bad Dwarfs Reddit, well, they lost, but no injuries, so that's good. And number 2 leveled up Alan Ford II, and he was a runner, and he gave him block. So, hey, standard skill. I mean, you either give him block, or you can go wrestle, tackle, strip ball if you want, but he's decided to give him block, so I can't dislike that. Still plenty of might blows, plenty of guard, plenty of stand firm, so he can control the pitch as best as he can. Tough loss this week, but hey, you know, it's building the right way.
It's just looking like a genuine min-max dwarf team, you know, like that's the whole thing.
It's a solid team.
we're just waiting to see one runner get kickoff return, and that's about it. Like then he has everything built for that min-max dwarf set, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a really tough team to fight.
I mean, he's done all right. You know, he's had some good draws, some good wins. I mean, the losses were to Conqueror's Revenge, who's up there. Tabar Talas, we know they've been up there. Lost 1-0 to the Moist Starlets, who've been doing really well. So, you know, he's record-wise, he's been in his games. He's been giving his opponent a good scrap. So he's there or thereabouts, and I'm sure there's going to be more wins for him. Now then, Quiggy, wow, man, this week you could go top. And look what he did to number 1. Oh, Thanos the Crocs has got Darwin tackle. Quiggy, you're a legend, mate. You're a legend, and I love you. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well done, sir.
It is amazing. But
prehensive tail and Darwin tackle, -3. Gotta love it.
I don't agree with it, but it's amazing.
What do you know, you rat players? I love it. I just love it. Break tackle might be good to get next case, because I remember on the PS4, I convinced this guy who plays the lot to take diving tackle, and he ended up playing against Projecki, who's he's a 4-time champion. And he had Wood Elves. And the only thing what scared his Wood Elves was this Croxigo with diving tackle. And he threw everything in front of it so it didn't get to the ball carry anything. He gave him fits. And
if you build through this line, shouldn't you just get stand firm first? Like
that's a good one. You could go break tackle or stand firm. Either way, they're both good. I'm just thinking, looking what Projecki did, is try and sling something what's not good and slow him down where we break tackle and get away from it, can't you? But stand firm is fantastic as well. I just can't wait to see this crash into the corner of a cage, stand down, go, right, you can either hand the ball off, mate, or you can try and dodge at a -3. Good luck with that.
They're gonna do the uphill, definitely. So I would look to stand firm.
That's okay as well. 2D uphill if it rolls a skull. You're putting pressure on, aren't you? You're putting pressure on. Stand firm, that worked really well in the cross-platform cup with my stand firm troll, who didn't have block. So yeah, stand firm as well would be really good. You're probably right, because I'd probably roll a 1 if I gave him break tackle. But yeah, stand firm would be good as well, because then obviously pushes are good as well. So you're probably right, to be fair. But I'm really happy he's gone for that. I just love it. I salute you, sir, and I hope it wins you. That was the only level up he got, but boy, what a level up it was. No injuries. Obviously, they absolutely destroyed the Chaos, and I just can't wait to see it now. I'm going to have to watch this week, and I just pray Diamond Tackle wins them a game. My Diamond Tackle on Ball Center has killed a couple of people trying to dodge away, and they've killed themselves. So, you can even get added bonuses like that.
Like the whole team in general, besides the Croxigo, he's got 2 more other players with diving tackle. So it's going to be a really hard team to dodge away from in general. His only concern is really when the Skinks get damaged a little bit by a guy that has block and that kind of thing, if they get removed from the field, then he's losing a lot of that utility.
Yeah.
So that's the big question. Can he keep those on the field? Then he'll probably win the game.
At the moment, it doesn't matter if he keeps them on the field or not. He's just winning. So it's like, what, I don't really care what you do. We're still going to win. And now, to me, the thing with big guys, and I know a lot of people are going, why didn't you take block? Why didn't you take pro? The problem is with big guys, in my humble opinion, is you don't want to really activate them. You just want to park them somewhere and just hold something up. And having Darwin tackle on it is pretty good, I love it. I love the pick, and I hope he does really, really well. Obviously, I can't wait to see if Quick goes top this week. But we'll have a look at who he plays soon. Right, Nuffles Yellow Horns. They got a lot of XP. They got a 1-1 draw. But unfortunately, they only got 1 level up, and that was number 10. Ryan Mulgos, who got tackle before block or wrestle. What's interesting. But he didn't lose anybody either, so all good in that respect. He only had 1 tackle piece before this, so I understand why he got that, especially in this division.
Yeah.
It's a nice, devastating team. He's got a little bit of guard there. The ball handler's okay. It's an alright team.
We can call it Iron Maiden light, right? Like it's having
Diet
some
chaos.
Sort of
Diet chaos. Yeah.
It's a little bit. They have a little bit of hard hitting stuff with the claw and mighty blow on it, but at the same time they do have a bit of utility as well. So that's always nice. Like I kind of prefer this kind of team to play instead of going the full bash build and
Yeah.
hitting everything and that kind of thing, because like there's only so much attrition you can get in a match, and there's only so many blocks you can get in a match.
Yeah.
And having that kind of utility, like slapping a tackle guy onto a dash guy, is really nice.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a control team for sure. And the thing
Yeah.
what I like about Arctic Antarctic is he's really hard to beat. You know, I think he's only lost one game. He's done a lot of draws. I think he's only won one or something, but he's got a lot of draws. So he's really hard to beat. Yeah, this seems going to just get harder and harder, aren't they? And if he can strike the balance between guard and control and killage, then next season this team could be extremely dangerous. So good luck to him there. Now, next one, totally Regional Elves, is a bit of an awkward one because I've obviously played the game. All I can tell you is what happened last time. Number one, the Chub Stepper, he actually got a level up and chose Tackle. He didn't lose anyone last week. And obviously, I don't really want to go in too much because I've obviously played this week, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that number 3 hasn't got a level up what I thought he might have got this week, so to see what he'd get. But number 4 did get a level up.
He's 2 SPP away though, so like 2 SPP away from even becoming more of a monster. Like I said, if you have these kind of players on your team, especially being pro elves, because having nerf to steal, having catch, it's such a consistent team. Like they are AV7 and they are getting a lot of hits against them, but they are so consistent if they can stay up on their feet and pass around, you know.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, this is definitely a threatening team by that factor. The only thing that's really troubling for him is he's getting a lot of niggles in and a lot of armor value downs in. So like, yeah, he's gonna lose some players on the field. Definitely.
Well, I think when you play pro elves, most times that does happen. Unfortunately, they're not very well protected. Sneaky Blinders then, well, they've played a game as well. They caused a lot of carnage. Last week, the number 16, who I don't even think is there. Let's have a look. Katie Shelby, where Katie Shelby, Katie Shelby, been promoted to number 12 now. And that was missing next game. He didn't have any level ups last game, so again, there's not much we can say. I don't know if he's done any level ups after his game against Magic Annoyances. All I know is he got a lot of XP, so we'll have to see next week.
I gotta keep saying this. It is when you are an Underworld coach, at least. This is a fantastic team to have. Like, it's amazing. So it's like, for me, it's like a total surprise he's still like bungling on the lower side of the division, because like potentially this is a team for the upper side of the division.
I mean, the thing is, we don't know how long he's been playing the game. How as we've figured out with a few of the guests we've had on, they haven't been playing that long. He could be quite new to it, still learning the ropes sort of thing. That's my guess. But yeah, he's got a decent team to build on, and like I say, the more he plays, the better he'll become. So,
but he's building exactly right. Like the way he's building and up leveling, like the others, like you see the massive things like the claw tackle piling on thing. I see that the things where he picks up a guard on one of the blitzers, where he does already have the hitting potential, and he's thinking like, well, let's take a guard on to maximize my Skaven blitzer being able to move in anywhere to get the kill, you know. So like he's doing the right things.
Yeah.
Only like on the pitch, I don't know if he's doing the right things.
He needs to get the Troll a claw next. It's very rare to see guard taken before claw on a troll. Because they can cause carnage when they've got claw. They can really chew the LOS, the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's the only skill up I disagree a little bit with. Having both tentacles and guard is a little bit too much. Normally, you take either one of them, and then you move on to something else like claw or anything else, or you start out with claw and then get tentacles or guard. But having both of them is a bit over the top.
Right, okay, Magical Annoyances, they had a bit of a bad. Number 12, Dead Kicker, I'll put here, Nice Creep, he's dead. And number 14, Psych Beastmaster, who got a level up by getting the MVP, he died as well. But more importantly, -1 movement on Gonorrhea, who missed the game, just gone, but he's back now for the next game.
But you have to understand, like with Marginal Annoyances, like it is a little bit of karma that they triggered me really hard by having 2 kickers. And because they were having... Yeah, now they have none. Like this is just karma for triggering me that hard with having 2 kickers at the start of the season.
Well, you say that, but maybe it's proven that you should have 2 because hey, they're both dead.
Yeah, but I have had a bit of a discussion with him, or well, not a discussion, but he's been talking with me on the Gman Division Discord,
Yeah,
and he was like telling me his whole reasoning behind it, and I told him my reasoning about getting as much wrestle or block as possible on the lineman because
yeah.
like I really value my lineman. I want them to stay on the pitch as long as possible.
Yeah,
So having 1 kicker generally is enough. And there's always going to be another lineman that levels up. Like you can already see it here. Pritch number 12 is 5 out of 6 SPP. He
yeah,
can be the next kicker. There's no problem.
yeah,
Like just make sure you get 1 and then build the rest with wrestle and block because you kind of gotta protect your other players, and also themselves. You gotta protect your value on the field, and that's the core reasoning why I was so triggered about 2 kickers on the field. But that's about it.
But again, he's done well. Like I said, this week he's already played. He beat the Blanders 3-2.
Yeah.
He's got some good results. So he's won these last 2 games, and in his last 2 games he's scored 3 TDs in both of them. He scores a lot of TDs because if you look at it, against the Chorfs he scored 2, against the Owlets he scored 2, 3 against the original Elves. There's only against the Nuffle Yellow Horns he really didn't do much.
And there's where he's getting my total praise because like he's doing an amazing job in these matches, well, getting outbatched heavily. Like it's an amazing feature to do if you can do it every game after game. So like I do expect them to get to end up on the higher side of the division as well.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see if he can continue the next 7 match days with this kind of performance. And if he does, it's perfect. Like it's gonna end up well for him.
Yeah, like I said, he's impressed me, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's there or thereabouts at the end of the season, no problemo. So yeah, well done to him. Where are we on to now? Oh, Moist Owlets, they had a bad week this week. They lost. How dare they lose? And he told me his tree was missing, and it is. So that's bad. I think he's against Ogres next week as well, so he really could have done with that tree. But before this happened, it was a good week the week before because he had 3 level ups. Number 2, Wet Ones, he got level up and took Sad Step. Number 12, Globane, he got Guard, so on the lineman, so that was great. And number 11, who I can't even say, he's number 16, is that right?
I think like it would have been a bigger disaster if he would miss the War Dancer, the Strip Ball War Dancer for the next game instead of the 3-man, because like if he's playing against Ogres, like the Ogres are gonna probably put it on a block Ogre, put the ball on the block Ogre and then smash with the other players. That's the whole thing. So if he has Strip Ball, at least he has Strip Ball to counter that.
And the thrower got accurate as well, so he had a really good week, and then obviously came crashing down to earth against the Pro Elves. But that happens. That happens. He's still in health position. He's still good enough, and obviously, like you said, the War Dancers could cause carnage against the Ogres if they survive long enough to do the stuff. So yeah, really good team, and I expect them definitely to be fighting there at the end of it. Thank you, parents. Still looking for the first win. Did they get anything? Timber, he got level. He got Blodge. So he's a new blitzer who's leveled up. So all good there. Again,
Timber. Wait. He got 2 Timber players.
He has, yes, he has 2 Timber players. I almost caught me out that before. I was like, I'm sure he had a Timber player who wasn't playing this game, and he's got 2. So obviously, that's interesting. Also, what's interesting is Tokyo Sex Whale. What a name that is! But yeah, it's oh man, where's his first win gonna come?
Is he playing the Sneaky Blinders still in this season?
No, Sneaky Blinders beat him 2-1.
Oh, then it's gonna be a rough rest of the season for him.
Yeah. I think it's a case of just developing your team now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got to develop the team. The team is still lower on the lower side of TV. He has a lot of tackle for going for him. So against agility teams, he might have a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now it's just about getting the XP and leveling up. Like it's the same for all the guys that are in the bottom side.
I mean, it's nice. He's got 2 mighty blow pieces, so that's good. So
yeah,
not bad.
Again, there's not a lot wrong in this team. It's probably just what's happening on the pitch generally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
Bonefight Boo got 2 level ups and the 2 big level ups as well. It's because on 2 of the ogres. Number 3 Hugo, he got guard, and number 11 Blanca, who got is that Showfit? Oh, he's a noble. I thought he was a bloody.
So
I
I'll
thought he was
say
an ogre, but ogre. Blanca Showfit.
I'll say it here again in case he missed it during the match reviews. Gmy is still the wrong kind of player. It's called Gmy Bonefighter, so you have to replace him. So sorry, I'm a horrible person in that kind of thing.
That's it.
But,
we're gonna get loads of Gammies in the competition now, isn't it? Just name
yeah. It's something that can trigger me a little bit with that kind of thing, you know. Like if you make a team with actual names from the series, you can't misspell that kind of thing.
Oh, well. But again, on the pitch, doing really, really well.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, definitely. It's looking good.
He's had some lots of draws. But
a lot of guard in there, and there's a really solid ball carrier in there with the ogre as well. The block ogre.
I can't wait to see if the following week if the outlets actually go after him with the war dancers. You would think they would.
Yeah.
So that could be good.
It's gonna be hell though to get the ball off him. Like if the war dancers if the war dancers didn't have block at the start, they would have had an easier time probably because they would have had wrestle strip ball. Now versus this ogre, this is gonna be a bit difficult because they are gonna be like 2 die up hilling a lot against him to get the ball off him, and you at least need more than a both down. So it's gonna be tough to get that.
But having strip ball will help. Because there's no show hands in this. So.
But still, like you need more than a both down. You need at least a push. Like it's on a 2 die uphill. That's going to be really hard. Like if he covers it up well, and the ogre team if they cover it up well, it's going to be really hard to pick a moment where you're getting anything better than a 2 dice uphill, and that's going to be trouble. So I don't know. The bone fighters might win even. Against the Moist Islands, you don't know that kind of thing.
Know. But that is for next week. We don't need to predict that. But again, ogres are looking good. I imagine. Well, this was a car crash, wasn't it? We were always thinking number 9, David Goetta. What was a mighty blow claw, piling on block tackle. He's dead,
big
Jim.
Player.
He's
or
dead.
One of the big players.
And number 10, Neville, is... he was number 10 now, number 9. He's missing next game, and he's a mighty blow piece. So this is a recovery game. And it wouldn't surprise me if this week everything is totally opposite and he rips apart his opponent, because that's the way Blood Bowl works. No level ups. He only got 5 XP for the full game, and that's just terrible for him. So it was a really bad day at the office. It'll be interesting to see how it has affected him going forward this week. He's still got enough potential in the team. He's still got enough firepower to get himself a win.
It's still a crazy team, like regardless. But like this is the whole thing about Chaos, isn't it? Like they have a lot of armor 8 going for them. So even if you build them up and you build them up really well, and you get the skills that this team gets, they still have a chance of falling apart. Like it happens now.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey,
can't really help it. It's all about recovery, and don't get too demotivated, Gengar. Just keep fighting through, and you'll be fine again.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm sure he'll bounce back this week. Let's have a look then. So 2 teams left. Conker's Revenge. Right, this is it. I mean, they got a good win, but there's a huge thing happened to them, and it was a big blow. And it was 2 things happened. Number 6 leveled up, might blow best skill, and he got claw. Happy days. So he rolled another double. So he's now got 3 claw pieces. So he's delighted. The only bad thing what happened was the agility 4 kick return block sure-handed hobgoblin lawnmower got killed. So his ball handler, and he was a really good ball handler, is no more. So who gets the ball now? I would probably think number 9 will have the ball. Defo Worth Napo because his movement's 7. But that is a huge
huge hit. Yeah, of course. It's pretty big. Well, it's not the end of the world, but like it's gonna be tough for the next few games to play without a solid ball handler. So like they will have a bit of a rough time, more rougher than usual at least. But still, like the whole base fundamental of the whole team is to bash hard and hit hard. So getting claw on that 4 strength blocker is actually huge and probably out benefits the loss of the Hobgoblin in itself.
Yeah.
Like
So,
if you get Claw on a 4 strength piece, you have to imagine like he can just 1v1 everything. That's 3 strength. So it's gonna be difficult to play against that kind of thing if he gets Mighty Blow and piling on in the end.
Yeah. So like I said, another win, but yeah, that's a bit of a downer for him, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
hey,
but it's
you're gonna lose players, and unfortunately, that's why he lost.
I wouldn't be too worried. He's gonna keep fighting. He's gonna maybe get to the top of the division and
Yeah.
stay there. You know, it's what he's gonna be aiming for.
Yeah,
If he loses
it was just a
players,
nice piece, and his kicker for 10, so it gave him a lot more protection of getting the ball safe. But hey, it happens. Tabatellers, though, they're on a good run of things as well. Did they get any level ups? No level ups or injuries, so they are as there was last time. So, 2 Mighty Blow pieces. He's got his witches are doing all right. This team's doing really, really well. He's on a roll.
solid.
I mean, he did lose to the Conqueror's Revenge 2-1, but apart from that, he's done pretty well, and he's won his last 2. So maybe this is the push to get him.
They've definitely be moving up, and yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see how they perform versus the rest of the top card. I don't know if they played everything from the top of the division.
No.
Probably not.
No, obviously they beat Sapphire, but they've still got to play against Quiggy's team yet, so that'd be quite good. And they've still
That's
got to
gonna
play.
be interesting if they beat that could be a total turnaround of the whole
And they've
season.
got to play the Moist Owlets as well, so
That's also a really interesting game. So like there's 2 interesting games on the card still. If they win both of them, it's gonna be a total turnaround of the division, isn't it? So like it's still gonna be quite exciting to see what they do.
Yeah. Right then. So that's the teams done. It's time for let's see who we can cast this week. So with 2 games already gone, I'll be honest. I would have tipped Mighty Annoyances, but I would have tipped Moist Owlets. I'll be honest. So I only got one of them right. But they're already gone. So let's go.
You would have guaranteed the Moist Outlet with your week guarantee or not?
No, I wouldn't. No, because I'm a big fan of the Totally Original Elves. I would have more likely would have banked the Mighty Annoyances just because Sneaky Blinders are really struggling. But I won't use that because that result's already gone. So I will pick another one for definite. Thank you, Parents versus Nuffled Yellowhounds. Who wins this one? Or is it going to be a draw?
It's gonna be enough for Yellowhorns, I think. I can't see Thank You Parents winning this one with the amount of tackle they have versus the pure best team. It's gonna be a total disaster, I think. So it's gonna be enough for Yellowhorns here.
Yeah, and this is where my triple B bank goes in. Nuffle Yellowhounds, best banker of the week. Parents just can't get a win anywhere. So, you know what? I'm going full on the Nuffle Yellowhounds. They get the banker, so that probably means you'll get yourself a win. You're welcome, Dark Elves. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Horns to get their win. Quite about 2-1, something like that. Bonefighter Boo, the Ogres, against Quiggy, the Quiganus. Can good old Quiggy go top with a win here?
I think Quiggy got a win here because like facing Ogres with Lizardman, like you already got strength 4 players, a lot of strength 4 players around, a lot of guard around, so you can actually topple the Ogres if necessary. And the Skinks kind of outstrength the Nobblers as well. So like it's gonna be a really rough game for Bonefighter Boo to get through armor 9 and actually deal damage. So it's gotta be Quiggy all the way here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, like, what's wrong with my assessment there?
Nothing's wrong with your assessment. Nothing is wrong with your assessment at all. I just remember back in the Sapphire Sarai against them Ogres and they let me down. So do I trust Quiggy more? It's what I'm trying to think. And you know what? That guy got himself diving tackle on a Croxico. How can I go against someone who picks diving tackle on a Croxico? So yes, I will go with the quick train. And God bless, I hope that diving tackle kills something. So yes, we're both agreeing with the Quiggies, but I tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me if this is a draw, but I'm going to go with Quiggy like you do. Iron Madden had a horrendous week, as we've already said. Will they get back on the good side of things against Dwarfs?
They have the team that that can deal a lot of damage against dwarves in general and against AV9 in general. So whenever they play against an AV9 team, I gotta back the Chaos here, like Aramadden. So I'm seeing them win. That's simple.
I agree. I'm going to go with Iron Madden because I've seen this happen so many times. 1 week's been bad, next week the bounce back. He has all the claw potential. I can't believe they'll misfire 2 times. Concern is they've only AV8 against a lot of Mighty Blow, but the bad dwarfs have it. I don't know. I'm going to go with Iron Madden. I agree with you. So it's a bit of a concern. We're both back in the same teams at the moment. This is an interesting one, though. Conker's Revenge without the Lone Mower versus Sci-Fi Sorai, who's had a bit of a sticky wicket. Who wins this one?
Well, yeah, like if you look at Conker's Revenge team, they just get another claw with a strength 4 player. So like that's huge, especially against Saurus at the moment.
Yep.
So like this is gonna be like the same assessment as against Iron Maiden versus Beethoven. That they do have the claw to get that in, and I see them get the win as well because like they have lost a sure hands kind of guy, kickoff return kind of guy, but it hasn't been a big loss, and I think he can actually maintain his wins and stay in the top of the division and go for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm a bit wary because I thought Iron Maiden was going to destroy Quiggy last week because of the Mighty Blow claw thing, what lizards don't like. So that's a slight off-point for me. The reason why I'm going to go with Conker's Revenge is simple. This Conker's Revenge are in good form, Sci-Fi are not, and Claw usually is really good against lizards. I am concerned Lomo's not there. I am really worried, and I think Sci-Fi definitely have a chance of winning this. But I'm going to go with the team with momentum. So I'm going to go with you again. We've picked the same things. This is worrying.
Yeah, this is kind of worrying.
We've all gone the same way. This is terrible. Tabard Tellers in top form at the moment against Every Game I'm Nuffling the Rats. Who wins this one?
Yeah, like I have a big heart for the Rats, of course.
Of course.
But the whole thing is like, if you look at D-Story, he's not been pulling off big games and he's not been pulling off big wins. So like, if you look at Tabartel's team, they have a lot of tackle on them.
Yeah.
They are going to put a lot of pressure on the Reds by having that kind of team.
Yep.
And if their positioning is good or good enough, they are going to win that game. So it's that simple. So I'm going to think that Tabartelis is winning. Of course, I hope the Red team wins, but Tabartelis is going to win this one.
You know what? I don't think this has ever happened, but I agree with everything you've picked this week. I think Tabartelis, we've seen them before. They've started to get that momentum. We've seen them get this momentum before. I'm not saying they're never going to lose another game, but we know how he plays. And I think with what he's got in his arsenal, I've got to go Tabartelis as well. I think they'll get it done.
This is very boring for the viewers, isn't it?
I'm sorry, but we both obviously agree with it's quite straightforward. That means that we're going to be extremely brilliant together, or awful together, I guess.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. So
I kind of have to think like I would have agreed with you on the first 2 games as well. Like Marshall and Noises, I would have put my bet on him as well. And the way Morse Aulis has been playing, I would have put my.
I think I would have. So I think I would have definitely gone the same way.
This is a week where we would have been in total agreement with the matchup. So that's
bloody hell. That is amazing. That is scary. Oh dear. All can go wrong. If we don't get one of these right, we're in so much trouble. But we can only go with what we think, and we both actually like the matchups of the team we've picked. I think there's a few very close matches we could go either way, and it wouldn't surprise me if a few of these games end up a draw as well. But it's pretty good. But anyway, that's us done for this week. Thanks again to Chris London for being on the show. Hopefully we can get one of you guys on next week. Let us know if you want to come on.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to get you guys on and either discuss your game and what you guys where you guys are coming from, or discuss someone else's game. But we still have a lot of questions for you guys. So like come on, get on the show and let's have some fun together. Like it's all about having good fun together with the community and do that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Anyway, so that's us done. Thanks again to Hunter. Thanks for everyone for watching. Good luck, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
See you around.